A solitary greeting and a weary response from a ramshackle craft packed with the wretched and the desperate. They are Muslims from Burma called the Rohingya, and they've just spent 17 days at sea. Their voyage to Thailand has taken its toll, and the final climb for the pier seemed too much for some. They told us they'd run out of supplies and spent 4 days at sea without food and water. Their thirst was so great, said some, they began to drink seawater.
We have suffered. It was very difficult living on the boat. There was nothing to eat, nothing to drink. We got a bit of help from a fishing boat. That was it.
This group was fortunate. They made it to shore, although they could barely move from exhaustion. The police wanted to process them in the nearest town, but they couldn't walk, so officers took their details on the pier. 110. I've got 110, said the police chief. They're fleeing a bitter conflict with ethnic Buddhists in Burma, and the exodus is growing. Thousands have made the crossing in the last few months, and aid groups say there are 30,000 or more still waiting to come.
Life was very hard. My children couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go anywhere. They have been raping women down here. I had to wear extra layers of clothing to protect myself.
They were taken to the town hall in a place called Kuraburi. It was the only building big enough to house them. The officials wore masks, for these people hadn't washed in weeks. And they distributed medicine and food and mats to sleep on. The facilities were basic, but it was better than the boat.
While I was in the boat, I was seasick. I couldn't stand for weeks. Many people vomited, and a few people died.
2 young children died en route, we were told, but it was something this group seemed to accept. Death at sea, said one, was preferable to life in Burma.
We'd never been out to sea, but we weren't afraid to die. We just had to get out of that place.
The Thai authorities have struggled to deal with the influx. The country's Prime Minister, Yingluck Shinawatra, said the Rohingya could stay in Thailand for 6 months. But the country's national security chief said the boats must be pushed back to sea, and true to his word, several vessels were turned around this week. In an interview, I asked him whether government policy was confused.
The policy doesn't conflict at the operational level. We are trying to stop them. We're trying to push them back. But if we can't do it right away, we'll detain them for a while, like 6 months.
On the floor of Kuraburi Town Hall, they sit and pray and offer their thanks. They've survived a perilous journey, but the ordeal isn't over. The Rohingya are friendless. They're not wanted in Burma or overseas. And in a few months' time, the Thais will expect them to go. John Sparks, Channel 4 News in Thailand.